All right, everyone. Next story. The Switch just can't handle Overwatch. Now, let's look and see exactly what they're talking about. With everything happening in Hong Kong and the boycotts and blizzards, I was surprised to see an Overwatch story. I was surprised to see like business as usual, you know. But let's see exactly what this story mentions. It says, with today's launch of Overwatch on Nintendo Switch, there's officially a worst... What? There's officially a worse way to play one of the best games of all time. Now, I played Overwatch plenty. Before all this mess, I used to play Hearthstone and I used to play Overwatch, but that is now something that I am against. I'm not playing any Blizzard Activision games for quite a while until I see some official statements that are a little bit more palatable, in my opinion. But he says there are a lot of suboptimal things about this port. The timing is inopportune. Well, obviously, with everything going on. Overwatch is landing on Switch 3.5 years after its original release and on the tail end of a controversy surrounding its publisher, Blizzard. See, I figured they would mention this. While the Switch has become a veritable port vacuum, it's difficult to imagine the game's target demographic, the sort of person who slept this long on the massively popular team shooter, but is excited enough to try it out on the one console least likely to showcase all the things that made it popular. That's very well written, actually. That's a good point. Overwatch is about coordination, strategy, accuracy, and positioning. A lot of the games are, but Overwatch is an addictive, mind-stretching cocktail of these things in perfect ratio. Unfortunately, the Switch isn't a great console for online competitive gaming. Unless you've got a LAN adapter and a Pro controller and you're playing in docked mode, it can be tricky to summon the accuracy and time necessary to beat enemies or best enemies. Even for people who enjoy playing competitive games casually, these minor technical hiccups can make a relaxing gameplay session frustrating. Overwatch is not immune to this, obviously. On the Switch, Overwatch runs at 30 frames per second. Playing for a couple of hours today on both my brand new Overwatch Switch controller and some brand new Joy-Cons, I noticed some minor to severe lag when shooting McCree's pistol or Sigma's rocks at opponents, which often led me to miss. Now that's the worst. See, this is what I can't stand about game publishers. It's like these things, these minor things that they don't think about. They just put it out just simply to have the title. They just want it's like the ultimate clickbait for gamers. You know, it really gets me upset when I see things like these. It's not good for Overwatch. It's not good for Nintendo. It's just stupid managerial decisions to me. That they even do something like this is mind-boggling. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Strangely enough, playing in handheld mode felt best. All of that meant I couldn't wait. This is almost comical. All of that meant I couldn't connect the console to a LAN adapter. Thankfully, handheld mode is where the game is at its most gorgeous, with all the colors and detail of maps like Busan and Paris popping out at you on a big screen. Some characters look a bit fuzzy. Shit. The Switch edition of Overwatch adds something else that, when I first heard it advertised, really blew my mind: motion controls. One Overwatch producer compared it to playing with a laser pointer, adding they can give a little nudge to your aim and help line up shots. You know, this is one of the reasons that I can't really stand consoles, is this auto aimbot feature in every console, like built in. I mean, I understand it because with the controller, it's a bit sloppy, but that's one of the big negative factors for me when it comes to console gaming. I personally love the mouse and keyboard when it comes to any FPS game, any type of FPS game. I've always preferred it since the 90s. I've always preferred mouse and keyboard, and fuck anything aimbot oriented, because it's not truly competitive. And I'll say it over and over again. If there is any hint that there is any type of aiming help, you have an aimbot. And that does not make the game competitive. Period. In my mind, call me a purist. But that's what I feel like with any FPS game. If there's any help helping you, just it's like, what's the point? There should be no like competition happening. Like, people that play it should understand it should be casual anyway, because you're being helped to aim. Anyway, that's just my opinion. It also moves the camera, although players can continue using the right joystick to do that too, blah, blah, blah. Jamie says word. For Overwatch, motion controls are decidedly weird. And I say this as a dedicated Splatoon and Splatoon 2 player. Man, I forgot about that. Those guys. Who has used motion controls for a shooter before. It was hellish to play McCree with motion controls. His satisfying combination of shoot, roll, stun, and fan the hammer loses all the tightness and makes it a combination at all in one instance. I missed the first shot accidentally, blah, blah, blah. I can imagine a far-off world where I get very used to turning my controller. Anyway, let's just end this and say that this is like, this was just a poorly thought out rollout of Overwatch on a console. So bad for Blizzard to be releasing this in addition to everything else going on, another black eye. And then Nintendo, shame on you guys for doing this. You know, I'm actually going to be surprised if this content can land on the channel and be monetized, because I'm even mentioning the Switch. Nintendo's so freaking zealous about, they're like religious zealots. Like if you say anything like the word Nintendo, if I say the word Nintendo, usually I can't monetize my content. I'm not even kidding sometimes. That it will pick out the word Nintendo coming from my mouth. The voice recognition software that YouTube has, it will see that I've already said Nintendo 15 times, and it will make sure that this will not be a monetized video. I don't care about that anyway. I just want to get this news out there. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this vid, and I will see you on the next vid.